guys' stream just
Actually, no, it's on a timer, so it'll start up when. Nope, there it goes. All right, my stream is up. Wow, that was fast. Got that comment up within seconds of the stream even starting.
What?
I just see Smokey Ridge come into my chat like the moment I click the button.
Is your... Hold on. There we go.
Can you hear everyone on my stream?
I have yours down, so I don't have to hear you twice.
Could you check and see if you can hear everybody else, though?
Yeah, 1 second. Go ahead and talk.
Hello, hello.
Yep, I can hear. Yep.
What about yourself? Can you hear yourself?
Hello, hello, hello. Yep.
All right. Good then. I have my stream spread out so that you can't see all my other servers.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, I just popped out the window, so you only
Oh, that's
have,
true.
I only have a thing.
I like to make it harder for myself.
Little idea. Yeah, I can tell.
So, let's get a countdown memes or like a countdown like emojis up going on in chat right now. Let's just get the hype going.
No.
I just hear Malfina in the background. No.
I will once it hits 5 p.m. I will change over on my stream to this. So.
I never knew that.
About a minute. We got about a minute.
All right.
All right.
Had to get some food. I was starving. Starving Marvin.
Yeah, all I had is probably like maybe less than a quarter of some macaroni and cheese today. That's all I've had so far. It's 5 o'clock.
I've had some McDonald's,
we are
alright.
live on my Twitch as well now.
All right.
Live on YouTube.
All right. All right. So.
And I already have people in my chat.
It is 5 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Central, and late as heck for all you people out in UK time. So
only 11 is fine.
Yeah, so first things first, I'm Pine Tar, and this is with me today, Deputy Cherry and Deagle and Herbie. So long story short, this is our first community meeting. It's been long anticipated. Pretty sure everybody has questions, and we will get to those questions in an orderly fashion. But the one thing that I definitely want to share with everybody is with all the testing and all the, just being honest and being sincere and generous and coming with us on this journey to releasing such a wonderful server. I personally, as the founder of Smokey Ridge RP, want to send a major thanks from the team to you guys. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody else get a second to talk, share their appreciation before we fully kick it into high gear. So, I will call on Herbie.
Hello. Yeah, I definitely appreciate everybody that has come on to the server during the testing phase. It really has helped me out dramatically in doing the fixes and the development for the server because one person can't do it all. And I'm busy on the back end doing a bunch of things, and me personally, just one person testing everything is a pain. So I appreciate everybody that has gone on there and reported things and throw out their suggestions. So it definitely helps out a great ton. So it's been a long time coming to get the server going. The server's been worked on for quite a long time in the past, probably a couple years or so, and it's definitely going to be a great place to play in. Probably one of the best RedM servers out there once we get officially into the live state. We'll be pushing into economy phase here shortly. Actually, I just pushed it out today. So during that, we'll talk a little bit more about that here later on. But I just wanted to thank everybody for coming in and just enjoying the server and all the role play events that we had. It's been really fun. So appreciate everybody. And that all be it for me. If you have anything to say, Mr. Deagle.
Well, I'll let Cherry go first. She wants to.
I don't know if I have anything. Yeah, I just appreciate everybody being here and seeing that you are engaging and seeing people in chat. And commenting on my question of the day post whenever I get around to do that. Seeing your responses, and yeah. The server is nothing without the players, so we appreciate that a lot as well.
Well, Herbie, I'd like to appreciate you because the server wouldn't even be around if you weren't here. I mean, you're the backbone of the server, and if without you, we wouldn't have it.
Oh, thank you. Definitely is a lot of work.
Yeah. Don't break your back over it though.
It's already been broken.
Oh, fair.
Back to you, Pine Tar.
All right, so with that, like Herbie said, we have officially pushed to economy phase. Now, with that, just with you guys reading the rules, we've updated the rules since testing out, and we've seen some things that could possibly be a trend of exploits. Same rules apply when you have somebody coming into the server, or if you have somebody coming in into the Discord as general. Be respectful. Follow the guidelines. Respect others how you want to be treated as well. And with the server rules, we highly enforce that everybody follows the rules here on out. If you're actually in a roleplay scenario, respect the roleplay scenario and let it play out due to the scenario that you're faced with. We did officially earlier today. I took out the whole erotic role play. I don't see a place in this server, especially if we're trying to create a very clean, non-toxic role play environment for others to come and enjoy. It's just it's something that shouldn't be allowed in any server. Yes, we're at 18 plus, but like the rules state, keep that stuff into your DMs. Don't bring it into the public for everybody else to listen to or come across, or even if they're streaming, that's something that you don't want your community to hear. So we also updated the rule for the whole like starting a conflict. There will be no fanning down somebody immediately in a conflict. This is only a rare occasion that you would see if it was actually sanctioned or non-sanctioned duel. Um, Most of the fights and gunfights, yeah, they might end in a minute, but you have a better turnout in role play scenarios to have it drawn out a little bit. It leaves the ability for negotiations, as well as if the character or your character was to get hurt, it leaves more to just immediately saying, well, what do I do now, right? So, with that being said, we will also be updating rules as the server progresses. That's just a given part of our responsibility to make things are fair and not exploited or overly misused. And I am going to personally allow Herbie explain the current roadmap, what we're looking to bring in the next month, as well as we'll pause for a second. If anybody has any questions, please just put a comment out there. We can either respond accordingly, or we can, if you don't know how to address it possibly and you would like to talk, we can bring you into as a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Herbie.
All right, as I was talking about earlier about the economy phase, basically what that means is basically a soft wipe. As I stated in the very beginning, that you will keep all your characters. So anybody that was in the testing of the server, you will keep your characters, so you don't have to worry about all that. So it's going to be like a soft wipe. So you're going to lose the horses and everything that was in your inventory, your ammo, loadouts, and all your money, and you're going to be starting out with what the normal, basically kind of like how life is going to be. So you're going to be going into the server and basically economy, testing out things, making sure that things are paying out right. And like you went out mining for X amount of time. Is it worth the time frame of mining? Is it giving a decent amount of money? Is it giving too less, too much? And just balancing out the economy, because it's super important, because once the economy is set and the server's live, it's really hard to backpedal that, and if it's not done properly, it can seriously destroy a server. I've seen it happen too many times. So the economy phase is extremely important. It's actually more important than the actual testing phase, to make sure that we're actually going in here and just playing normally as we would in a live server, and seeing how the payouts are. Is it, like I said, is it worth going out hunting, for example? Is the ammo prices too high? Are the gun prices too high? Are you spending more money on ammo than you're actually getting from actually selling pelts and meat and doing the actual hunting? So those are the important things that need to be tested to make sure that it's all set and done and everything's all good. I do the best I can in making sure when I'm coding the scripts that the payouts are reasonable, but it only to truly know if it's actually going to work or not is actually doing the actual hunting, doing the actual lumberjacking and mining and all that, to kind of see if it's actually giving you the amount of money that you need. Uh, because at the end of the day, money is important to an extent, but it matters the most is the actual role play, the stories that everybody creates, and all that. So that's what matters in the end. But yeah, of course, the economy must be balanced pretty good, because, like I said, once you have it set in stone, that's pretty much it. There is no going back, and we do not want to go down that path of wiping the server like I've seen some places do in the past. So once we are live, there will be absolutely no wipes whatsoever. We do not want that. So that is something that you can have resting on your shoulders, or that knowing that when you create your character and you play, that you're not going to have your stuff wiped in the future. So, and then once the economy phase is done, we'd be pushing live. We were trying to shoot for this month, but it's kind of tough. We got the holidays coming up. Everyone's going to be busy with that. I'm going to be busy myself, and guaranteed we will be live by January guaranteed. Maybe sooner, I don't know. I don't have an estimate quite yet. on the exact date we are going to be live, but it will definitely be 100% by January of 2025 that we'll be pushing. We don't want to have people wait too much longer. We know we have a lot of people that are wanting to play. I've been wanting to play myself too, and finally want to be able to push the server live. It's gonna be a really, really fun time. I can't wait till it actually happens, which is very, very soon. Like I said, within a month or two, this server will be live. So I know a lot of you have been waiting. From what I've seen, I've heard a lot of people tell me they've been waiting, and some folk are just waiting simply till the server's live before they actually play. Now, after, like I said, after the economy, we will push live and then just play as we do normally. Report any bugs or issues that you find, and as the server's live, we'll be pushing more and more content added on a weekly and daily basis. There is a lot of things planned. So, it was to say, I have personally invested probably over $6,000 into this server as a whole right now. Most of the scripts that you see in the server right now are not even half of the scripts that I currently still have yet to add to the server. There is a ton of things that can be added, and as we get closer to that stage, just keep an eye out on the dev previews to kind of see things that are becoming in the future. And I was to say, it is going to be exciting. What you see in the server now, there's going to be a ton more, and I mean a ton. We've already added a bunch of things that I was planning on adding in the future, but we added it early. For example, some MLOs and stuff like Armadillo Reborn, which a lot of places do not have because Armadillo Reborn is massively expensive to get. Because it completely overhauls Armadillo. Every single building is accessible now over there. So if anyone hasn't seen that, go over there and check it out. It's actually really, really cool to be actually going to Armadillo and going to all the buildings and everything. And that's not only the other rework we're going to be doing. We're going to be reworking pretty much the entire map as we get later on in stages of live, as we get more and more players. Another thing that I'm going to personally be doing is when we actually do hit live, we're going to be going to full crazy out advertisement mode. So we're going to be advertising on YouTube, Twitter, everywhere we can possible. And the server is going to be boosted, which is kind of like the same thing you can do in 5M. You can boost the server. It's extremely expensive. I'm personally investing my own money to do it. And we're going to be on the front page of the RedM browser. So when this happens, it will be announced, and when this does actually take effect, it's going to be extremely important that everybody is playing as much as possible during this time, because the more and more people we have playing during this boost, the more and more potential people coming across sitting on the page are going to be wanting to come in and play and join us. The biggest thing that I've noticed is a lot of people are all looking for the same thing. People have been to so many servers and and just couldn't find that server that was a good fit for them. Maybe they had problems somewhere else or vice versa. I've been trying to find a good server for the past 8+ years until I landed here. And it will be a great place, but it's getting the word out there, letting people know that we actually exist. And I've had people that in the past are like, man, I wish I would have joined your server if I knew about it. So as a great way, what we're going to be doing is boosting, is just letting people know, hey, we're here. This is a good server. You don't have to worry about staff abuse. You don't have to worry about all the other problems you've had in other places. So I think that'll help us out greatly, getting the word out there and getting more players in here. But that is it for me. That is pretty much all the big things coming in a nutshell that I know of that I wanted to talk about. So.
All right. So with that, I also want to lay down out there, because everybody that's watching, currently Bobo and Deagle's stream right now, I want like everybody to hear this, or like to be kind of like on record. In a lot of servers that I previously been in, nobody has ever been able to pull off a server with great native roleplay. So amazing, honestly. That roleplay is a very, very root of RedM to be able to have native roleplay. And we're going to have native roleplay. And eventually, when we start bringing more quality of life, the native roleplay, the idea as well is to have where they can have a section in like a carpentry workshop where they can craft their own advanced bows and use maybe like a string or something that they gather or something like that to make it more reinforced, better than the gun shop. So there's that on the table, as well as I'm working in secrecy, not with Herbie in this, in secrecy, I should say, of allowing somebody to make a better, to assist us to get a better tip system for the law. It's going to be pretty much a person goes to a telegram station, they put in LEO for this, for the recipient, and they post like, hey, there's a bank robbery going on at this spot. And the LEO will get responded through their MDT report. It will notify them. And also, we're working for a in-character inventory trade system window that will pop up. That won't be linked with actual inventory. You have to actually focus to the player to actually open up the request for a trade window. That's something else that we're kind of working on, to bring in for more immersion instead of the standard VORP right click and give. Where there's just a lot of stuff in the works, and I also want to make this big announcement. Eventually, I would like to see more applicants as we're progressing through the economy, and when we actually go officially live and we start boosting the server and advertising. Deagle officially today will be taking on as a head admin. So he will actually be in the server, moderating to actually make sure. Now, what this means for you and everybody else and your friends to come, as long as you know professionalism, because I'm very big when it comes to professionalism, especially in the front of the house. This means that there's an opening spot for somebody to be a support staff. As little as the title sounds, it's a very big role when it comes to granting people access and answering situations of problems and concerns. So we will be opening up a support staff role to replace Deagle, going on to being the head admin and being the first head admin. He will then eventually be in charge of admins that will be coming below him. So it's a very big role. I think it's a very congratulations deserved. He's been working his hind end off, making sure that content has been delivered, as well as testing, as well as being a very great help to the community as a whole. So I just want to pass that message, and congratulations, Steve. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, I already have the role in Discord now. Go take a look at that.
I saw it when I posted my picture in the. I saw it as it happened.
Cherry, do you have anything that you want to add from hearing what we've been saying? Deagle saying with you. After this, we'll probably leave the room open for any questions, Q&As, and then go up last call or anything like that.
Yeah. So you did talk about some notes. I wrote them down in case you want me to go over that about when we had the debrief. But you were talking about that we have the Emerald Ranch Reborn
Mm.
and the full modified blueprint for housing, so you are able to build your own houses.
Yes, so that's going to be something that's going to be coming down later down the ladder and down the road as we progress. Um, Herbie, if I'm correct, this blueprint and house building, it will allow players, if they have the funds and the money to afford it, they'll be able to start building an actual from base foundation up to what is I guess configured that we allow to be a suitable house, correct?
Yeah, correct. So basically, to put it in a nutshell, if anyone's ever played Red Dead's 2 story mode, when they go into the scene of building the home, that's exactly how it's going to be. What's the name? Charles Manson was his name, right? I don't remember. I don't even play the story, so I have no idea. I don't know. They build a house or something. Part 2.
I don't think it's Charles Manson.
No, I don't
Who
think
is
it's
it?
going.
Who is it?
John Marston.
Yeah,
John
John
Marston.
Yeah, John Marston. I just showed you how much I played the story. I literally have no clue. Yes, go ahead, beat me up. I never actually played the whole story.
That's hilarious.
Me
You
neither.
said Charles Manson.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy. But yeah, anyways, yeah, when he goes to the scene and builds the home after, the main character, unfortunately passes away, it's going to be like that, yeah. Or it's going to build in real time. Yeah. I'll make sure that sound bite actually plays when you're building the house. Yeah, there you go. There's the GIF right there. But yeah, it's going to be just like that. You're going to have the frame, and then it's slowly going to be built up over to actual real time, and then the walls and the roof and the windows and doors and all that stuff.
Next thing, yes. So we understand a lot of folks really love boxing and racing horses and RedM. That's been a big trend since RedM has opened the doors. Fight nights and everything. Emerald Reborn will be a big racetrack out back of the Emerald Ranch area, as well as there will be an actual in-house boxing ring where people will actually be able to box and fight, and there will be a lot of events and really great role play that's going to be drawn to that area. And it's like another big MLO that a lot of people on any server currently does not have. Also, if everybody's familiar with Oblivion, we actually have a lock-picking system that, if you recall Oblivion, where you actually go in and you actually see the lock mechanisms actually allow the pin to move those up. So it's very, very, so thank you, kind sir.
Oh,
yes,
gosh.
so it's that's another exclusive thing that you guys get with Smokey Ridge RP. So other than that, like I said, it's been a lot of work. I've been doing school full time, as well as working full time like Kirby here, and helping in the front of the house and making sure everybody has what they need. So I'm really looking forward to allowing people to just flood the gates and start building this economy. And Herbie, remind me not remind me, but the number for when we actually go live, by the time we go live, we're gonna have at least 1,000 or more of self-craftable items. Or is it going to be more or less? Because I know there's quite a few that we came across that we originally had.
Yeah, there's gonna be a decent amount, but that is something that is never gonna end. Crafting is gonna be a never-ending revolving door, so there's always gonna be crafting recipes coming out. So if you're always expecting content, there's definitely gonna be in the crafting area. So um, it's infinite. So that's one of the things that'll never end. There's enough crafting out there. You could probably be busy for the next 5+ years before for eventually to the day Red RDR2 closes down its servers. That's how much content can come with crafting. So any idea you can fathom is possible. So
Yeah, as long as it's nothing like the Eagle. I'm sorry, I gotta throw you on this. Where it enforces the gun to like shoot better or something, make like a
You
grade
told
3
me
rifle.
anything, all right?
I wish.
It would be cool though.
It would. That I mean, maybe in the future of RedM, maybe who knows. But the for people that currently have businesses out there, which I see a few of you guys in chat, Miss Badger, Silent, I believe Thomas
I have one.
has the blacksmiths and everything.
Butler's
This
Ironworks.
Yeah, so like a lot of things will be coming into play. Badger, we are still we want to give you that perfect place. I know that you said that you'll settle with the armadillo little spot for where the pharmacy is. We want to give you something so much more, but once you're able to hop in game and we're all around, I would like to get you down there, and maybe we can actually pinpoint a location where we can start having some animal or horse supplies for you to actually RP with the people to give them what they need. I know you're not picky, but you've been very patient, just like everybody else. So I just want to give you guys what you guys gave us, and that is we wouldn't be this far if it wasn't for you guys. Honestly, we got the ranching for Nanners, which is gonna be really huge. He already wants to really dive deep on the ranching, and we got that. We had to still put in. So I just really hope that you guys can be a little bit more patient, a little bit longer, and we will get you guys squared away and close out those tickets for you. Other than that, I think you've heard me and everybody else talk a lot. Let's start bringing it around the room for questions or concerns.
I have a question. Is there anything you'd like to share about future native stuff?
So the future native stuff, like I said, one of the things that I am going to be trying to work. I know we got to work out the shop and the tomahawks not being able to be used and not allowing it to stay in the inventory. I had to really focus heavily on that again, but also the ability for them to craft bows is one that I would like to really get going for them, as well as more. Okay. Now there's also the ability for them to craft some sort of um like bone knives and stuff like that. I would like to see something like that, like from the bison, be able to get bone or something, and be able to craft it um, in in their inventory or at a workbench to actually have like a bone knife of some sort or a piece of flint that would actually be able to be used for craftable arrows. There's a lot, and like Herbie said, there's gonna be constantly content. And after we go live, we're gonna slow down a little bit to regather everything on our bearings before we pretty much the next set of content from there after live will be like kind of major updates. A quiver for arrows. We have a quiver, but definitely here's something that I would definitely like to see craftable and wearable, which I know we have the ability to have wearable items, is the ability to make moccasins. Moccasins.
What?
Yes, moccasins. They're very, very traditional to the natives. They're shoes or that's made out of leather, and I'm pretty sure I haven't seen them being made, um, but definitely some sweet additions for people in the native RP to make, so it keeps them busy as well. So they're not chasing after sheriffs and shooting them down with arrows. Um, give them a little bit. It'll happen. But yes. So after that, there's also gonna be, yes, native medical. Native medical will be a thing as well. We gave you that whitelisted job. Tunane, I'm pretty sure I butchered that yet again.
Tunanai.
Tunanai, yeah.
Tunanai. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it one day. That'd be some good RP, honestly, butchering your name and getting scout. Yes, great RP.
Hey, I got it.
Ended. But well, good for you, Cherry. But anyways, we gave you that position to take on a very hefty role, being the native shaman for native medical. What that's going to lead into is the ability to take herbs and creating tonics that will get somebody up, and you'll be able to get them up like a regular doctor, but your specialty will be herbal tonics. That's
I
going to
don't
be
think that's Tunanai that has that one. That's
no, it is. It is.
Isn't
They
it Tatsa?
no, Tatsa is in the shaman. Yeah, shaman is
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
yeah,
I mixed them up then. Never mind.
yeah. But
Come on.
let's go ahead and open up the room for some Q&A and get somebody in here to talk as well if they need to.
A
We
little
want to.
thing from me, just while we wait. Starting from Sunday, I'm gonna do like the week that went, the week to come kind of update. So in case you weren't around, there would be like what kind of events have we had? Is there any like major things that's happened or is gonna happen in server? Like, uh, we've added these things or whatever in case, because the change log can get pretty long. So, just to give you a little overview of what's gonna happen, so you can prepare for it. Because it's a large server we have already with a lot of channels. So, but yeah, that was just a little side thing.
Sorry about that. What was the last section that you were stating, or were you just recapping everything that you were saying? Sorry, I was like just a minute because my son was needing something.
No, I was just saying that what it was that I was gonna
Oh, okay.
do
Yeah.
the announcement over every week.
Yep.
So I'm gonna aim for every Sunday or latest on Monday, depending on life happens. So yeah.
Yeah. Life happens, and we all get hit with lemons.
Hmm.
But yeah. So let's. Anybody that would like to got any questions or further
Victoria
concerns
had a
or
question.
uh 1 second. What was
Do I
pull
have
it
this
back?
role in the server already? I'm guessing it's something that is coming by the sound of it. That's what they said.
So we didn't really put a role out there for it because you know there wasn't really no medical board, and you're more or less for like the native. But I mean, we can create a role that is like a shaman that gives you the ability to have your like own channel that you can kind of keep tabs of like your medical resources or what does what or like trade or whatever you want to set up for like some sort of business side of things with people. We can definitely create a section for you. That ain't too hard.
No problem.
You
Just
just
let me
got exactly. Just let Cherry know what you need, and we'd be glad to give you that option to have something like that.
know. Faux show.
Let's see. What else? What about anybody else? I really don't want to catch anybody in the spot because I don't know how late it is for them. Um, I know Geo and Badger. It's definitely probably getting late for you over there in your neck of woods, but I'm definitely open for you guys to either hop on chat or ask a question here.
One of them has their hand
All
raised.
right, go ahead.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it
Hello.
going?
We hear you.
So first of all, I want to say congrats for all the hard work you guys are putting in and everything. Um, it's nice to see someone that actually cares about having good role play for once, and not just about how many Patreons they have. So, um, yeah. One question that I have is, how strict are you guys going to be about let's say bad eggs in the server? So if are you guys gonna warn once, second time you're banned? Are you guys gonna give like 2-day bans? How is that gonna work?
All right, that's a very good question, and I'm glad that you brought that up. So, pretty much, we understand mistakes happen, right? And how I always tell my staff is, you know, paper trail is king. So if they were to, let's say, meta, or if they were to like RDM, obviously, we're gonna pull them in, and we're gonna stop the situation as fast as possible from going overboard. And we're gonna talk to them, especially if they're new in the server, and we'd be like, look, this just does not tolerate. We do not tolerate this kind of stuff. In 15 minutes or a few days later, they just start doing stuff like that again or running around. We're actually, that's funny that you brought that up. Me and Deagle are creating 15-second, 20-second shorts of roleplay etiquette. That is that is what you want to see and what you don't want to see videos, and we're going to be posting those here in a few days, if not sooner. And but to give you more of a direct response, our our banning is, I would have to say, is unorthodox in most places. Yes, we'll start off light. We'll give them like a 1, maybe a 2-day little timeout, slap on the wrist, be like, don't do this again eventually. Always the first time, you always want to talk to staff, you always want to clear things up. But eventually, it's going to come to a point where talking and those 1-2 day bans is not going to do anything like off of the first or second attempt of that going on. And then we're going to move into more of a perma ban. So pretty much what I had listed out is kind of like, you know, first talk, remediary, talking with them. If they comply, you know, cool. But second time, it's gonna be a 2-day ban. And it just, and then from there, if they do that again, then it's gonna be a week ban. And then if they're really not like understanding the situation that they're putting themselves in, there's just so many paper trails, and they're not valuing their life and everything, and they're metagaming, and they're trying to stream snipe you guys, or they're sexually harassing ladies on the server, and they're breaking all the rules just to show their hind end, then it's going to actually go to a perma ban. Now from there, you know, the perma ban actually shows if somebody actually wants to come back and actually try, because I'm a big Super Mario fan. I played Super Mario for a very long time. And what happens after your 3 lives run out on Super Mario? You die.
Game over.
You can't. Game over. Game over. So I give people a 3-life temp ban. Not temp ban, but permanent ban. They can reply and try to reach out to us via email for those 3 attempts. They can do it 7 days for 3 times, or they can space them out up to a month or further. Once those 3 times are trialed and denied, they're no longer welcome into the server community. So we're strict because we understand that a lot of servers out there let all these people come in, and they forget about the people that actually care about roleplay and quality.
I agree.
So I mean, it just comes down to, if we see really good RP and we see everybody following the rules, no problem. But obviously, that's in a perfect life. We can't, you know, have our cake and eat it too, unfortunately, because I like cake.
Honestly, I think you're being really fair.
My cake.
I've seen
It's my
I've seen a lot of
cheesecake's
servers
better.
just ban right off one chance.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's the thing. Like, people make mistakes. Just like, you know, if you ever recall taking your driver's ed course, it's like 78% or 90% of error comes from human. We're human. There's nobody perfect. I told Cherry she could make the best habit and everything. She could drive the same place, the same location every single day for 18 years, and she's gonna change it up every single day. You're gonna do something different. We're all human, and I'm sorry if that just like seems so crazy out of the world. I'm very analytical about things.
That's good.
So my overall goal here is to make sure everybody's safe, everybody has fun, and the people that want content, we try to get them content, and we make friends, and we make a great, awesome community. That's my goal.
Yeah.
What
same.
about OOC issues? So, for example, if someone goes OOC and bullies someone, or stalks them, for example, stalks them in game or something like that, are you guys going to be more strict, or is it going to be around the same thing?
So if somebody was to like message you OOC and start bullying your role play or your way how you go about in character, I suggest, as a server owner, as well as a person that I've known you in other servers before, that if somebody is bullying you, cyberbully is a real thing. So I'm not gonna tolerate cyberbully. If they're actually out there, they're like threatening you or calling you names or bullying you or like really trashing you hard and making you feel very uncomfortable. Slap a ticket, show the screenshot immediately because
Yeah.
and we'll look into the conversation and you just have to say, hey, this person is messaging me and it shows in the screenshot that you said, hey, stop messaging me, stop, or whatever. I can read through the lines. So like if they're going about it, my staff knows I'm not about the cyberbullying life. I'm not about people like stalking people. I'm not about people just spamming the server with explicit images or anything. No, because the web is a dangerous place. We all know this. It's and I don't want to see my players and my good players and just my community deal with such high toxicity.
That is good. I like that. One last question before I go. Since I'm the roof Mexican and all, are being in roofs gonna be legal, or is it gonna be illegal?
So when RP is going on and you're allowed to be on a roof.
Okay.
It's up to the leader to notify, and this is where it comes down. If you're in a conflict, it falls under the guidelines of being a leader. You are to respectively let them know that how many people you have. And if they don't see that people in front of them, they should expect and they should be able to count in there are roofs. Like Saint Denis, there's roofs. Blackwater, there's roofs. Nobody's going to stand in like a Revolutionary War format of standing and take bullets. It's 1899 roleplay, but we're past the
It's
Revolutionary
the
War.
Wild West.
So if you're on the roof and your leader, or if you're the leader and you have somebody on the roof, that's part of your guys' communication in character, not in Discord, in character, to discuss to one another. Be like, hey, if I do this, or if you see gunshots popping off, you take a shot.
Yep.
And
so let's say if my character wants to just chill on a roof in Blackwater, smoking a cigarette and looking at the view, I'm not gonna have lawmen rope me down the roof.
lawmen should not be roping you off the roof anyway, because that puts your life in danger.
Okay.
As lawmen and stuff, yeah, as lawmen, and coming as role playing as a sheriff currently, my lawmen will coordinate their skills on a high professional level. We're not a bunch of thugs that's just trying to put a badge on and try to be the fun police and take that away from you. But if they come up to you and be like, hey, it's raining and stuff like that, you've been on this roof for a while, hey, what's going on and stuff, that's their job. They're allowed to, question why you're on the roof.
Yeah, of course.
But the rope, the lassoing and stuff like that, it's such a heavy power tool. It should not be the only option that they have. If my officers can't de-escalate a situation with their voice, then they should not be. They should be looking at training. I
We have cuffs.
de-escalated
That's fair.
We have cuffs for a reason. Hog tying should be the last resort.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've seen it in other places, and it's the worst RP I've ever seen in my life. Having law lasso people off of roofs. Yeah, we don't want that.
yeah. Well, the thing is, what it comes down to is like, in one of my trainings and stuff, a player role played as a very heavily mental unstable character. He shot a few NPCs, which we take NPC live serious as, you know, regular players. If you're just out there gunning NPCs, I will still throw not so good RP on rules on you. I'll just leave it at that. But if he was guy in a fight, fist fight, NPC shot at him, he shot at him, he role played it all out well and stuff, and he had a gun out and he was ready to shoot law. I negotiated and talked to him and de-escalated the situation, had him come out perfectly fine, and then I had him be like, well, you know, due to the fact that we have to send this notification and letter to their family that you just killed 2 of their family members, we're going to have to escort you to the sheriff's department just in case there's a shooting. Once I got him there and stuff like that, we talked to him about the laws that he broke. So like if a law can't talk to you without just using his utilities on his belt or his back or something like that, the strongest utility of a lawman that I see is their voice. You should be able to use your voice and the ability to actually talk things out instead of just immediately reverting to I'm going to shoot you or I'm going to lasso you off the roof. I'm not going to have that in my law department ever.
Very good. One last question. This is actually the last one. Do you guys consider lassos a lethal weapon? So like if someone pulls a lasso on me and I pull my gun and shoot them, is it gonna be considered self-defense? Since the lasso, it's, you know, if they're close enough, they can just immobilize you immediately. So is it gonna count as a deadly weapon or not?
So lassos are a situation of restraint. And in role play and stuff, if like I said, it comes down to the same situation of law. If you can't role play a scenario without, like, you know, immediately going straight for the power tool, it doesn't matter if you're law or you're a player. You should not just immediately go up to somebody close enough, spam F, and just take them down immediately. Especially if they have a gun out. That comes down to valuing and not valuing your life. If somebody has a gun out and pointed at you and you have a lasso, that's like saying, I'm going to take this knife, I'm going to run up the street, and I'm going to try to take out a machine gunner. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You remember that clip I showed you about that guy immediately lassoing my friend?
Yeah.
So, you know, since he can just lasso him and pull out his gun while he's on the floor and just shoot him in the head, you know, that's why I was asking if you're gonna be allowed to, you know, pull out your gun to defend yourself, since it's so easy to just lasso someone and shoot them in the head on the floor, you know.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna be the thing here at Smokey Ridge. Like there has to be a role play scenario behind, as well as you have to value your life. For example, I had to get rid of a law person on my department because he immediately, not just on many occasions, run into a scenario when somebody already had a gun out, but also on top of that, he immediately, if somebody had the gun out, he started shooting at them. Like I said, we focus on roleplay over gunplay. Gunplay should be the last thing. Just because it's a Wild West doesn't mean that everybody was just like shooting everybody every section. If you seen like a few like 20 minutes into the movies and stuff like that for Wild West, that's not what it's always about. There's the times that people are just walking to store. Um, there's actually times of complete silence. That's where the statement "it's quiet, it's too quiet" came from. So I mean, we're not gonna just have people just gunning people down or roping them down immediately and then shooting them in the head. That also comes down if you're roping somebody and you're robbing them, they have to give you a pretty legitimate reason why to kill them after you rob them. We're not doing this like rob and kill. So hey, we're out in the middle of nowhere. He's gonna have to respawn. He ain't gonna remember what happened. If you do that, you're also power gaming, and power gaming and stuff like that, making them where they don't remember and stuff. So their storyline at that point on the notification when you respawn, you're also taking 30 minutes of what happened if they don't have anybody there to tell them exactly what happened in the 30 minutes of their life.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Well, thanks for having me, guys. You have a good evening, and don't work yourselves too hard because don't take your time to release the server. That's all.
Oh yeah.
We saw what happened with Cyberpunk, so take your times.
Wait, Cyberpunk, what?
It's Cyberpunk 2077.
They were terrible when they
wanted to rush the launch, and they released it full of bugs. That's what I mean.
I heard it's great now.
It is great
now. It's great. Now it's like top 5 games of all time for me, but not in the beginning, at least.
Yeah, I still got to play that.
There's multiple different endings.
I can't recommend enough.
Startings.
Yeah, get the premium edition with the DLC and play that. Well, you guys have a good evening, and I'll leave the stage so someone else can talk now. Bye-bye.
All right, you have a good night, Gio.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or concerns before we round up this meeting? I'm pretty sure you guys are getting tired of hearing my voice. I know I would.
Yes, always.
Oh, the truth.
The truth hurts like a bitch, but you're a bitch, so take it. Oh my god. In case guys that have never talked to me before have Tourette's, if you can't tell, just wanted to make that clear. Great for the community manager to have that, but
we tolerate it. Just kidding.
At least I can be a laughing stock. It's fine.
We laugh with you, not at you. Get it right.
I know. Oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
But if I'll give it about a couple more minutes. If anybody, it's a Friday night. If you worked or whatnot, I'm pretty sure you're like brain dead. So I'm a big believer. Close the doors. But it looks like Puny has something.
A tiny little peepee.
Oh my gosh. You made him stop typing. Calm down.
Never.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Oh, that's fine. Hey, I'm getting tired, so my takes are just.
Them's 5 words.
Tiny little peeps.
Little peepee. Everybody has a tiny dick in here. I have a big dick. Okay, Lily.
Oh, damn, alright.
Like, that's huge. Okay.
It's super huge.
Super mega huge, like Superman's dick. It's like strong like steel. Woo. Okay. What else? Welcome to my life. It's funny, right?
You don't need to belittle me like that.
Aww. Go cry in a corner, bitch.
Stop belittling me.
Go cry in a corner. Nobody wants to listen to you anymore. Shut up.
First of all, I wanted to thank you all for y'all's hard work. Was curious as to how law will handle more serious crimes. You got a taste of scalping, for example. Are you going to force a character kill after, or just a steep jail time? Very good question. So we don't enforce, we don't force permadeath on people. That's up to the player because there's going to be tons of serious crimes leading up. And the perfect example that I got this inspiration idea off of is a streamer that goes by as Wallaby Kid. He started as like a young crim that did petty crimes, and he worked his way all the way up for like 4 years, which was turned him into like a high progressive age of like 35 by the time he killed his character, and it was betrayal, and that was a scripted role play that caused him to die, and he went to Sisika many occasions for heavy, hefty crimes, I would say, depending on what it is, and we all know crimes can get stacked. You could face up to some real life days in that jail cell in Sisika. Now, the good thing about doing that is that it gives you another opportunity to play a different character storyline. We're not doing it to punish you because we don't want to see your RP, but with immersion and stuff, the closest that we could get is stacking up crimes to lead into a real life time. We give you guys 3 to 4 character slots to create not just one but multiple different story. 5 character slots,
5.
okay. To create many character stories, and this will give you an opportunity to play different scenarios as well. Does that answer your question, Puny? Punai? Or Bear Rug? Start calling you Bear Rug. He likes when I say that. Bear Rug. He had to think about
You
that
should
one.
inform
The reason why we
everybody.
aren't going with the reason why we aren't going with the regular, like some servers do like 30 minutes for like a really big crime. That's not realistic for your character learning. You know, jail is for trying to get you to reflect on what you've done. 30 minutes will not do that. So that's why we wanted to put also like a more serious my brain is not braining right now. Punishment.
Because
there we go.
yeah,
For your characters when they do something. So it's a more of a high stake for you to do crime. So it's more exciting to get away because you know that you may have gotten away for like, let's say, 2 IRL days or something like that.
yeah.
So
like,
and the time goes down while you're not online, FYI.
yeah,
Sorry,
we do have a set,
big
like
important
if
to say.
like she was saying, let's say example, you stack up enough time to be in there for 2 weeks, which I've seen on other servers that is possible. But if you go offline and you're just role playing that your character is like in solitude confinement, we are going to have that time reduced. But also, I am also going to be creating eventually for certain staff members to have the ability to take on as a Sisika guard to give you guys role play while you're there and you're like, oh, this is LEO, this is law. No, well, I will tell you, it's kind of like if you look at the time, the documents of Alcatraz. Alcatraz had their own rules. And it's harsh. It's prison. They're not your best friend. You might be able to do some favors. If you don't like a certain inmate, might be able to get a shiv to kill somebody secretly. It's Sisika. This ain't the law of the law of the law. This is they're their own entity. So depending on what kind of guard you get, you might have a good time, or you might be trying to pick potatoes out of the dirt with your bare nails. It's gonna be some really crazy RP, and there's gonna be some very very tense scenes. There's gonna be some actions that's gonna be coming in play. We will also be planning on throughout holidays and upcoming holidays, especially when the server's live, we will be doing like certain events. Maybe you might be able to find an Easter egg or something. Mention Easter eggs. I think since we got some native role players here, Deagle, I know we're waiting for the voiceover, but you could give a little tease of the video that we worked so hard to get something, and all we're waiting is a voiceover. So maybe we shouldn't share it. Maybe we shouldn't.
Oh, maybe we totally should.
You want me to show the campfire, or do you want me to show some of the beginning?
Show some of the beginning, because
That was
I think
when I was at work. You guys were doing that.
Yeah. We wish that,
I don't
you
even
were
know
around.
what it was as well. So.
The beginning isn't that great because of the
don't want
Pickles.
there's just
Alright, well,
audio.
Yeah,
I'll show you some
yeah.
of the middle. I'll show you some of the middle.
Yeah. I'll let you go ahead and stream that and give everybody a good show of everything's
I'll
coming
give a
and
good
stuff
show.
like that.
He said if you don't show it, it means you have a small peepee.
Oh,
Well, that's not big dick energy right there.
that's not big dick
Asmon-
energy. Yeah,
Asmon
that
Gold-
hurts.
Asmon
That
Gold,
hurts to you.
big energy.
Oh, boo-hoo, go cry in the corner, bitch. That one has really stuck with my chest for the past couple of days. Like, oh, boo, go cry in the corner. Eee. Alright.
Let me open it so my stream can see it.
All right.
There's just a random part in it. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could see a bigger screen.
Well, guess what? You're out of luck.
Oh, you.
No, I mean the
No, you
Discord. You
can.
can't see full screen. Are they speaking in different language?
They
You
some
can
of
let
it.
them hear a little bit more. You can let them hear a little bit more.
They're speaking.
Yeah. All right.
No, there is
That's all you
a
guys
whole
get.
separate video
Oh,
of
come
the
on, bro.
whole
What the fuck?
conversation.
Why you do it?
That's all you guys
What the
get.
fuck?
You
What the
know.
fuck?
Hey, you guys can watch more when it actually goes live and it's actually fully finished and polished. But hey,
On the
it's
next
Friday.
episode of.
Yeah. Thank you, nice camera work.
Were you using that script for that camera? Or you...
I was.
Some of it, yes.
How did you do the rotation?
Don't worry
Focus
about
points.
it. Don't worry about it.
You know what?
Just let it happen. Just let it happen like a
They didn't even
So-
see the bison part. They didn't even see the
Yeah.
bison
Oh
part.
yeah, the bison part I like as well. But with that being said, yeah, a magician never reveals his tricks.
Exactly.
So does anybody have any other questions or concerns? It's I am gonna have to get some food with my family here shortly, so We're about 11 minutes past an hour. Is let's go ahead and try to. Oh, okay, invite to speak.
Oh, we have one here.
Okay.
I
Welcome.
don't know if you said it, but what about jailbreaks?
Oh, yes, I didn't say it. Yeah, perfect. So in the rules, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Cherry, but I think if not, we'll have to re-add it. I did have it at one point. Jailbreaks between groups. If you're, for example, if your person is in jail and you want to do a regular county jailbreak, you can do that, but you have to. Afterwards, there is a real life down cooldown. I think it's 4 days per group.
Yeah.
Which we'll be able to tell because we got logs to track that, so you don't have to worry about fully keeping it tracked yourself. Just more or less, if somebody asks for a jailbreak, you have to be picky and choosy as a gang leader or any leader of a group at that point. To say, hey, we're too hot, or hey, we already did this, or you don't have that much time stacked, so you'll be getting out soon anyway. It's comes to the gang leader to fall rule by example. A Sisika breakout. Now, here's the thing with Sisika breakouts. If in any case, shape, or form, that your gang becomes so infamous, there's two things that you can do to come across staff, and that is one, a Sisika breakout, which, based off a situation, that would be so hard because you not only have cannons, but you have Gatling guns and stuff like that, and you have a full Sisika prison full of guards that'll shoot you on site if you don't belong there. On top of that, it has to be approved by staff. So the person that wants a jail breakout or the gang leader that wants a jail breakout has to come up with a reasonable plan. Why this reasonable plan would work, the consequences, the store, everything, the whole 9 yards, has to be presented to staff for us to pretty much have this situation approved.
I'm looking forward to it.
And it's going to be a rare case approval. Like, it has to make sense.
Yes.
And
yes, there will be.
And on top of that, if a gang becomes so infamous and they just don't know what to do and they're coming to the close so that their gang is dying off or something, we can create a scene where you guys are either held up at a house or somewhere or in a cannon, and we bring in law, we bring in a couple like deputies or something. We bring in just as much of people that's equal to you as well as a Gatling gun, and you either have to take us out or we have to bring you in or you have to retreat the area and lose. It's a big skirmish, and that also has to be approved and planned out, because at that point you're making content for a video and a
If
story
anyone
and
has
everything.
videos, send it over to us. We'll make it into something pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just like, if you stream a new character and you want to have like little spots and clips of your character's story and stuff like that, we can create something. We can create some scenes. We can create some camera scripting and angles to give you a really good build up for your character's ending or your character's upbringing. So does that answer your question, Archie?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Awesome.
There are gallows, by the way, if anyone wants to use
there
those
was-
to perma.
Yeah, about that question, I saw something really cool. Why it's the thing with the tickets and everything, there was actually a story that I saw of some guy who was actually going to be on the gallows. His perma was up, and he got approved for a jailbreak, and his character was basically on death row. His character was done, and they managed to break him out, and he was able to carry his character on a little bit longer. He eventually got caught again. But it's just cool stuff like that to be able to, hey, my character is literally gonna die in a week. Maybe one last chance to maybe get my character out to actually do something, or maybe and there's been some people that they'll take their character and they'll bring them over to Mexico. They'll retire their character from crime, but it's still they can keep their character. It's like that second chance type thing. So it'd be really cool to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So is there any other questions?
Yes, prisoner transports to Siska. Yes, there will be prisoner transports to Siska. I don't know if haven't quite decided if it's going to be up to the player or it's just going to be automatic. Most places I've seen, usually it leaves it up to the player if they want an automatic transport or a actual manual transport by the law.
We can either take you to the outside of Sisika, or we could just teleport you from the jailhouse. I'm pretty sure. We could also take you all the way to Sisika on a boat.
Hmm.
Most of the time, if it's a high priority target, somebody that has a big bounty on their head, it's usually an automatic personal transport to Cisco all the way there from an actual convoy.
Yeah. It more or less it just depends on the situation at that point. I would like to see my law do personal transports because I just feel like it leaves a great role play potential. And, you know,
Yeah.
my law is going to be trained if there isn't a hostage that they could trade in. It's fair play, and as soon as we get enough law to actually do more personable transfers and stuff like that, there will be, depending on the how serious the crime is and how infamous they are, there's gonna be definitely a well guarded transport. So, like I said, it just depends, more or less. Exactly.
Mm.
Good way to ambush the transport. Um, we want the long haul and we want good role play at the end of the day. That's what we want, and that's what we would like to see.
Exactly.
Well, guys, I am gonna have to call this meeting.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't really ate all day.
Oh
Um,
no.
so um, yeah, yeah, I need to eat. Coffee just isn't doing it for me anymore.
No, that usually happens.
Um,
I'll be here
yeah,
for a minute. If
anytime.
anybody has any questions, I can answer.
Yeah, I'll stay
Um,
here for a little bit. You can go eat if you want to.
Or
all right,
Herbie,
sounds good.
depending.
Mm.
Herbie, get if you can. Deagle will need his server perms.
I got him.
Oh, for Discord and in game.
Oh, I don't know about game.
Yeah, in game he'll need it. All right,
Oh, sweet.
all right,
Oh,
all right. Talk to you guys.
We got a hand. We got a hand.
yeah.
Another question about the jail system.
Mhm.
I know all servers usually send them to either Siska or like in Five they send them to jail. Is it all crimes be sent and their times played out in Siska, or are you going to have them stay in the jail so they can get um broken out if
Um,
they want to?
it depends a lot on the deputy or sheriff that's on duty, because if nothing else is going on, they can decide, let's say if it's like 30 minutes or like an hour that you have to do or something like that, they can decide to just stay around the cell and have you be in there, because sometimes, let's say it's you've been drunk and you've been causing a lot of chaos, but that's not like a really heavy sentence, so they may choose to let you stay in the jail cell. If it's something, if something then happens, they have to go answer that, and then they will send you to serve the rest of the time in Sisika. They're not gonna leave you in the cell for you to just, yeah. So it depends a lot on the deputy that's there,
Okay.
what they choose to do. We don't have a like, if it passes 30 minutes, you have to send them to Sisika. That's up to the deputy themselves, if they want to stay around, but they will have to send you if they have to go deal with another call.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like sent for everything because if it furthers roleplay or whatnot. But,
Most of the time, we'll stay
Yeah,
and
but
do the RP.
depends. Hmm.
okay.
Like we encourage the RP as much as possible. So whatever the deputy want to do is up to them, but also, like, if it's a 2-hour sentence, they shouldn't keep you in the jail cell,
Yeah.
because then they will have to sit around there for 2 hours. So it's also being reasonable about it. But it if the like we talked about it, if the player gives, like the criminal gives a lot of great RP, the deputy would probably prefer to have them there because it can have a lot of fun RP to it. But if they are being a douchebag, they might as well just send them
Okay.
send them to jail. So
All right. Sweet.
It also depends on how many police are on at the time.
yeah, exactly.
If I had the choice, I would always take them to the boat house to go to Siska, but it's not possible at all times.
Does anyone else have any more questions or?
Questions or concerns?
Mm-hmm. Any questions about the rules or expectations or anything like that? Just let us know. But
The
otherwise
time
we're
you
just
will be
gonna.
in jail will be steep, so pay attention. If you do a crime, you're gonna do a lot of time.
Yeah, we're trying to still keep it reasonable, but we want it to be exciting to actually do crime, because then you know that there's a high stake that you can go away for a day or two, like IRL. We've also set the terminology for, so we're gonna do days, months, and years. So depending on if it's a day, that counts as minutes, months counts as hours, and years counts as days, full IRL days. So if you get one full IRL day, it will be set as 2 years in prison. For example, something like if you kill a person, that will be up to, like, I think 2 or 3 IRL days, depending on. And then there's probably a lot of charges on top of that, so there's a chance that your character could be put away for 5 to 7 days, depending on how severe the crime is. And we also don't want them to abuse any of the the maximum sentences. So if they are doing like maximum sentence for everything and not being reasonable about the time, you're always welcome to open a ticket if you feel like you were treated unjustly or something like that. So we're here for you, to help you in any way we can.
Just keep in mind, it is $18.99. We are not going to be nice to you in a sense. We're going to be professional, but we might not be the nicest in RP.
Hell yeah. Anybody else have something? Otherwise, I think we're gonna conclude the meeting. You can always reach us in tickets if you need anything. I take that as a no. All right, I think we'll call it a conclude the meeting then.
All right, everybody have a good
Thank
day
everybody
and
for being
or
here.
night.
Yeah.